Hello everybody, it is GiftedLlama and welcome back to a Pokemon Ruby. Last time, we began the game, we began our adventure, and now we have our first Pokemon, Sportacus, the legendary Torchic, and now we're going to train up a little bit for the fight for May. Actually, a funny story about the fight for May. There was a time where I had repeated this process like 1,000 times in my youth, and I wanted to shake it up a little bit. I wanted to be like, you know what, let's try something a little different. We don't just want to jump right into the May fight. Let's mix it up a bit. What can we do to make this interesting? So I spent an entire night training my, I think it was a Mudkip, to like level 20, getting him to like a Marshtomp before the first May fight. On these Pokemon, on these like level 3 Zigzagoons and like Poochyenas, I got it to level 20. And then I was going to try to get to like Swampert, so level 36, which was probably insane. I mean, it was insane at the time, in my childlike mind, but as an adult, thinking back at it, like, that's a huge time sink. It just goes up exponentially at that point. But I got it to level 20, and then I learned it at Pokerus, and I had no idea what that was back then. Actually, I still don't even know what that is. Like, with the specific, like, meta-related shit, like, I don't play this game, like, competitively, in the sense of, like, doing, like, online battles and shit. I mean, I've dabbled, but, I suck ass at them, but, I tried that a lot whenever I had Pokemon Platinum when that came out back in 2009. But I kind of just play for the single-player aspect of it. So I never really knew all the meta stuff. I think Pokerus is involved in that somehow. And it's like a virus that, like, enhances things. I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to say it if I don't even know. But it had Pokerus. That's one thing I remember. And obviously, I beat May in like 2 seconds, because, it was level 20, so, I probably could have handled like 2 gyms at that point, let alone, a level 5, like, rival battle, so. So I'm thinking level 8. I'm thinking level 8 to get Sportacus before we fight May. That's a reasonable, solid level. I think we'll actually learn Ember at level 8. I don't remember. It could be like 8 or 9 or 10. We might already have it. Who knows? I wasn't paying attention. I've been playing through so fast and talking, I haven't really been paying attention to the details, but that's okay. That is okay. So a couple more training battles here. And, like, I usually like to catch the Pokemon in the starting area. Oh, there we go. It's taking a while to get into battle. Because I like Zigzagoon for 2 reasons. One, I have a personal affinity to Zigzagoon. I had a run once where I only had a Zigzagoon as my only Pokemon that I used on my battle team. Named him Dewey. Dewey was a classic, and then I bred Dewey, and then every, like, Pokemon egg that Dewey laid, it would be, like, Dewey the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and I went up to, like, double digits. It was crazy. So, there's that reason, nostalgia, and also for his pickup ability, which he just demonstrated because he was holding a berry. And when you get, like, a Linoon, whenever you evolve it and get to higher levels, you have a rare chance of getting better items. Like, even at this stage, your fucking Pokemon can pick up a rare candy, which is awesome. So the pickup ability is definitely something that should be considered when picking a Zigzagoon. It's very cool. I've done runs where I've had entire teams of Zigzagoons before. That can be very fun. Also very broken, because you can literally get like a team of Linoons and just like farm. They can even pick up King's Rocks, which is like a very rare item in these early games. And they're awesome too. But it's not my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon, I would have to say, is Politoed, and that's because I've never used it. I feel like if I used a Politoed, it wouldn't be my favorite Pokemon, just because it doesn't seem practical. I just like the idea of it, and how it looks. And I never really played the Johto games. Like, my first fucking Johto Pokemon game was Heart Gold, was the remake. I never had Gold and Silver as a kid, and when I did acquire them finally, like as a young kid, they were always broken. Like, they would always, like, delete the save file after, like, one save, so I never had a chance to play. Which is why I say, this was my first real Pokemon game. Because it was. So, and Politoed's a 2nd gen, so it was in those games. But I just like it. I've always wanted one. I've never actually had one, I don't think. Like, I probably got one in, like, trades. But I never had one at the point where I could actually use it for, like, the single-player game. So maybe we'll try to get a Politoed. I don't think you can get a Politoed unless, like, you trade over from, like, Leaf Green and Fire Red, in this case, so. Who knows? Maybe we'll hack into the Game Boy and be like, alright, download the codes for Politoed. Download Celery Man as well. That's a good Pokemon. There we go, level 8. We've done it. Did we get Ember? Okay, I was a liar. I was a horrible liar. But we don't need Ember. because May has a Mudkip anyway, so it's not going to help us right now. What will be important, though, is making sure we get a Combuskin before the first gym. I know, I'm thinking like way far ahead and planning this out, but you gotta plan this out, you know. When you've played this game like a billion times, not to brag, I'm pretty much a pro at Pokemon Ruby. Do these people have anything important? No. Okay. See, that's another thing I noticed that that some players like to do, is that they talk to everyone. And I mean, yeah, it's definitely important, especially in an RPG, but I'm not really gonna do that. I mean, I might miss out on a couple good items here and there, just from lack of memory, or also the fact that I never knew they existed in the first place. I'll give you an example. In Skyrim, that's another game I consider myself, you know, proficient at, in the fact that, like, I played it non-stop since it came out. There's still some things to this day that I didn't even know you could do. For example, there's a one quest called Rise in the East, which is a vanilla quest, not DLC, not mods, and you actually go to like a separate island and assault a fortress. I never knew it existed till like 3 years after the game came out. I was like, oh shit, that's interesting. So I'm sure there's like tons of elements of this game that I have no knowledge of, no conception of as a kid or now. But we're not gonna worry about them, you know. If you want to leave a comment telling me, hey, Zach, don't forget to do the thing when you talk to the tree 3 times, it actually drops an ether. And I'll be like, hey, well, you know what, I'll give that a try. Just tell me which tree it is. So if you have a little tip, a little tidbit that you want to help guide the Let's Play in the right direction, feel free to do so. And also feel free to subscribe, too, because that would help a lot, too. Help support the show. You gotta support the show, because it's all about that, right? You know, you gotta get the quality Let's Plays going on. Fucking Pokemon, dude. We're doing it. We're here. You don't know how long I've wanted to do this Let's Play. Like, it's been in the back of my mind for like a good 2 years now. And obviously, you know, there was the tons of fun that I had recording the original Let's Play back in 2009, which, as I said in the last episode, doesn't exist anymore. So, I mean, if there was a way that, like, I know for a time you could like recover old YouTube channels, but only if they've been deleted within a certain period of time. That channel existed in 2009. I don't think I can reclaim it. But that's okay. You know what? We're moving forward. It's a new chapter. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of content creators out there have had like billions of YouTube channels before they actually made it their dedicated content creation channel. And the same goes for me. Myself as a content creator, I've had like dozens of YouTube channels in the past. I've actually made, whenever I was younger and I, you know, played around with the idea of taking YouTube a bit more seriously as a hobby, I was like, I got this cool idea and I would make a YouTube channel about it. And then I would abandon it. And then I would get another cool idea and I'd make a new YouTube channel. So I had like a YouTube channel for every like idea for a show or a concept that I wanted to do. So I have like the old accounts written down on pieces of paper scattered in my closet of like all these old accounts. And I'm sure I could fucking make an army of YouTube channels that I like made back in the day. Be a highly mobilized force. There's probably a lot of, probably like at least, I would say maybe like between 8 and 12 YouTube channels that I made in the past that still exist. Most of them not really having any content on them. That's just because like the idea couldn't even materialize. Like it couldn't go to fruition before it was abandoned. That seems to be the case with a lot of my projects. I'm not trying to talk down on myself. That's not the vibe that I hope you're getting from this. I'm kind of you know, laughing in memory of all my craziness as a child, and see how it has like developed into my adulthood. Because, you know, I still have ideas and motivations that never really see the light of day. And I think that goes for a lot of people too. It's really about finding what you're passionate about and just going for it, you know? Like, I'm about to go for a fucking run with these running shoes I got now. We have definitely increased our quality of life in the game here. Do my Pokemon need healing? That's a good question. Yeah, Sportacus could use some healing. Okay, so next we're going to fight some trainers in the next route, and also try to get our alts, so that might take a little bit. But, we'll begin that process in the next episode. Got a little bit of time left before we have to end it off here, so we're just going to fucking jump right in. I think you can find our alts anywhere on this route, but there's like the one special patch of grass towards the end by Petalburg City that I like to go to. That seems to give me the most luck. And if it proves to be an exhausting exercise and take a long time, I'll probably try to do it off camera. But anyway, that has been episode 2 of Pokemon Ruby. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. It helps out a lot. And make sure you subscribe, too, for more daily gaming videos. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.